the phone here. And I don't think I can make it on Facebook as well.
Can you hear us okay?
Hi, guys. Let us know when you're on. Hi, Carol. How are you? Sorry we're having some technical difficulties tonight, guys.
Yep. Updates.
Hey, Tom. How are you? Yeah, we had a camera update, and then the software don't want to connect, so now I can't broadcast to Facebook at the same time. You know.
It's been that kind of day, though.
Yeah, it's been busy.
It has. Getting ready for all of the Black Friday specials. Exciting stuff.
How much is the price of the kits for the new sew-along? Do you know yet?
Don't know yet.
Still working on some fabrics we need.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, how are you? Sorry.
And I'm trying to keep it as cost effective. I do have one of the fabrics that we can show you, but let's start with updates. Let me...
Hi, Donna. How are you? Hi, Cheyenne.
Grab this. So welcome. We're doing a binding thing tonight.
Hi, Kathy. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks everyone for hanging in there with us and working through our update issues with, technology. They make it complicated sometimes. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but with all of the malware and everything that's out there, everybody wants to do updates. So anyway, moving on.
Hey, Louise. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone tonight.
I hope everybody's going to have a
sure everybody's
great
getting ready.
Yep. So we are Windmill Sewing Center, Sewing Machines Express, and Quilters HQ. The websites are windmillsewingcenter.com, QHQ2.com, and quiltershq.com. We have updates. Holiday Giftables Made by You is a class. So I have the December 18th.
Hi, Cecilia.
Show and tells. So I'll get to those in a minute, but that class is $30 for each class. There's one December 4th, one December 11th, and one December 18th. So the December 4th class, that's going to be, we have something else going on December 4th. It's Customer Appreciation.
Yeah, Customer Appreciation at Windmill, yeah.
At Windmill Sewing Center. It's a tradition that they had, that Myron had, that we're just carrying on with.
Yeah, it's a good tradition.
I think so too. December Kimberbell Group, Ginger Man Tea Towel. That's the last one of the year. January already.
Hi, Karen.
Let's Surge one.
Hi, Cecilia.
January 8th through February 26th, 10:30 to 1:30 at Quilters HQ. Cost is $120. We've already got some sign-ups for that one. We're using the Surger tonight. So don't wait on that one. December Accuquilt Club, I'm going to be doing a lecture demo on making a log cabin quilt with your 1.5 inch strip die. So that'll be fun. The log cabin die is fine, but this way is better because I like really scrappy quilts when they're log cabins, and I like to use up scraps out of my scrap pile, which is
Mount
big.
Scrapmore?
I think somebody already has that name.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
Yeah, a lot of scraps, and so this is a great way to scrap bust. So, show and tell. Let's talk about the things that you're going to make in the holiday giftables. So this is a mug rug for Santa's cookies and chocolate milk, or hot cocoa, or milk and cookies.
Sorry, Peggy, we had some technical difficulties tonight, so we had to go YouTube only.
So this is one of the things that you'll make by your sewing machine. And
Hi, darling.
normally these are made in the embroidery hoop, but you can do these on your sewing machine as well. So this is one example. This is a reading pillow. And even has a handle.
That's kind of cool.
I know. I need one of these for the plane.
Yeah, there you go.
So when I'm not reading, I can put this on and take a nap. I mean, this is cool. So it's got a pocket for a book, and then, you know, if you have grandchildren.
Hi, Ann. How are you?
Like my son was, I wouldn't give him a flashlight, but I think this is intended for your phone. So reading pillow. This is a basket that you're going to make that you can use for fat quarters, any kind of stuff. I mean, you can't have enough of these in your sewing room. But it's super cute. It's got the stabilizer in it to make it stand up. And then, I love this.
Judy Brendan just hopped on, so.
This is a neck pillow. For me, it's filled with rice, and so Judy told me that you can put these in the microwave and warm this up, so I kind of like it cool. So you could put it in the freezer.
Well, yeah, so you could do the opposite then, right?
Well, you know, women of a certain age, kind of, and it's feeling cool, so I might hang on to this for a second. But it's filled with rice, so you might want to limit the moisture that gets to the rice.
So Donna said, did the reading pillow have a handle? Didn't it? Right?
It does. Super cute.
Yeah, those are cool.
So these are giftables, and this is a series of 3 classes. Probably next week we'll go through all of the things that you're going to make in this series of 3 classes. But I like this because to me it's the Joker. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Love this fabric. So those are the show and tell for the December, the last class before the holidays. Nice little things that you can make for grandchildren. All kinds of stuff.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to everybody just coming on. Thanksgiving episode. So we got some show and tells for the classes here.
And then mine, can you slide it over here?
Oh, yeah. They've all been talking about this here already. So
already?
They saw it on the table.
Okay, so this was a quilt that we did for the Ad Astra shop hop. And I took it home and quilted it. And I put... This is not Christmas fabric. This is just some fabric that we had in the store, but I thought it kind of had a Christmassy feel, and it had this gold in it that I wanted to use in the, and I wanted to use that gold thread so this would match. So I just did little feathers here.
Yeah, she was having a blast doing these little feathers. If you can see those in between the Dresden.
Yeah, I was having fun.
Yeah, she was having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had the music going, I'm just making feathers, and then
TikTok
swirls.
DJ and
Yeah, TikTok DJ. Yeah. So what I'm going to show you tonight is how I do my binding. So I use an industrial machine at home, but with the 2010, and I'm going to have to find a screwdriver. I think there's one over there. Because I use a compensating foot, and I sew both sides of the binding at once. And so I'm going to show you how I do that. And I have the serger out because I always serge the edges off of my quilts before I bind them. So I don't know if you have ever done your binding. So typically we would attach it and then trim. If you ever sew and then you have like a pucker in the back of your quilt because you were sewing along and maybe you had your presser foot pressured a little bit too high, and then you got to take the binding off. It's no fun. So I started serging the edges off my quilts, and I will never go back. I will always do it. So shall we get started?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
So let's see. We're gonna be working from over there, right?
Yep.
And as always, we do have a giveaway tonight.
We do have a giveaway. Oh, why this wants to keep
Red Club.
So I'm not even going to worry about what thread is on the machine. This is the Bernina L850. And I have decreased the presser foot pressure because I'm sewing pretty thick. This is Hobbs batting, so it's not terribly thick, but thicker than what you would normally use. So I'm just going to start this just right like this. If I can quit kicking the power cord. Here, let's do this. Maybe.
Edge of the drawer. Yeah.
Yep. Let's tuck it
And
into
it came
the drawer.
on.
There we go. Okay. And maybe slide it back just a little bit.
Okay.
There we go. So I have a little bit of room to place this up here. And I am just so watching my blade. I'm going to line my blade up with the edge of my quilt here.
Hi, Julie.
Maybe a little more than that for pressure. Yep, that's the magic sauce. And these places where, you know, the person who pieced all of this together, I'm just going to kind of chop that off.
Yeah, it's a great thing about a serger, right? You kind of just don't like a spot, just chew it up.
Yep.
Hi, Janice. How are you tonight? All right, I gotta throw a question out there for you guys. Everybody's gotta throw out some kind of what is your dessert that you like to have with your
Thanksgiving. No doubt.
Well, Patsy, that's the great thing about a serger. You just kind of square them up.
Yep. I'm going to increase that just a little bit.
Apple pie and ice cream. Okay. Pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I have a story to tell you about our dessert selection.
Pumpkin pie and whipped cream. Okay. Do you make
Nice.
do you make your whipped cream? Pecan pie. Okay. Is that with rum or without? Or bourbon or without, I guess. Not pecan. Awesome. No can. Pumpkin pie, okay. I think pumpkin pie's in the lead here.
Hey, pumpkin pie is good.
Oh, Carol's making a peanut butter pie. Julie likes the pecan pie. Karen likes pumpkin, apple, and cherry. Okay.
Nice. Just pulling this out of the way.
Jen's going with the pecan. Alright. Kids like the Cool Whip. She likes the homemade. Okay. I like the homemade, actually. Hi, Kitty. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving. How big is this quilt, would you say, Jen?
I think it's 38 inches square.
So we're going to go with 38 inches square.
Yep. Now, if I was using a white binding, I would
Hi, Linda.
absolutely make sure that I had white thread on here. But my binding is red, so the color of thread that I have on here doesn't matter.
Am I baking? You probably don't want me to bake.
We are making pumpkin bread pudding. We meaning me.
I'm just a sous chef.
And done. So, once that's all surged, so reasonably straight, I need to trim off. Normally you would bury these, but I'm just going to trim these off, these threads. Just flip my scissors over.
Pumpkin pie. Not a lot of family coming. No, just my youngest son and our oldest one, and then it's just 4 of us really.
Yeah.
We all got to work the next day because of the
Black Friday
Black
special.
Friday, and I think our oldest one has to work on Thanksgiving. So, but he'll be home in time, I'm sure, to find the food.
Not miss dinner. This is one of his favorite meals. So I like to mix up the desserts that I make every year, and I try to introduce something new. And so we've had pumpkin bread pudding several years in a row now, and I was like, well, don't you want something different? And without even missing a beat, Robert was like, well, we have mashed potatoes every year. I'm like, okay, I see how it is.
Oh, there I am, flipped around. Whoops. Hi, guys.
So I've already made my binding. This is 2-inch binding, and so it's 2 inches. Let me open it up so you can see. 2 inches, made bias tape style. This is the straight grain. No, this is the cross grain. So there's a little bit of give to it, which is good for me because I like to pull on the binding when I do my binding. And so it's probably better that there's a little bit of give. So you do need 1 pin. And I can turn this off.
Kitty says that it's her and her son, and he asked for a meatloaf this year.
Meatloaf.
Yeah, I'm trying a pineapple casserole. Okay, that sounds good.
That sounds delightful.
We were over at Windmill earlier today, and I was asking one of the salespeople what she was doing, and she said their kid said, "Oh, we always have turkey. I want a brisket."
I want a brisket. Okay.
She said, "Well, I like turkey, so
Get a screwdriver.
I am making a turkey and a brisket."
Nice.
It is a reddish binding.
It is red. I'm looking for a screwdriver.
Tacos. Okay.
Tacos? Okay.
Not really sure why.
Not really sure why you're doing tacos? Because tacos are delightful. Oh, thought I was in luck, but that was a Phillips. Nope. This is our scary drawer.
Grilled steaks. Oh, now, okay. I'm on board with that, Ann.
Grilled steak. All right.
Oh, it's doing it again.
Screwdriver out of one of the machines.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a little bit of a orange tint. We had to do this on Joan's phone because the Mevo camera did not want to play nice tonight. I can try that. Does it still look orangish? Does that look more red, guys? That way? I tried a different.
This backing kind of is an orange red.
Yeah, but they were saying I think that actually looks more red, guys. Do you think?
Okay, so while we're up close, I wanted to show you what a compensating looks like. This is a 1.5 millimeter
Hi,
compensating
DJ.
foot, and it's lower on one side than it is the other. And so when you're quilting or you're sewing your binding on, this is actually going to ride along this foot. So I'm going to ask Robert when we do this to get him really, really close so that you can see how this foot works. This is an industrial foot, so if you have an industrial machine like a DDL 8700 or a semi-industrial from Juki, this foot is available for you to use. This is really great. You can't really see it very well, but my jacket also has the same kind of stitching. So if you did clothing, and this just rides along the edge, and you can actually see where it fits in there for the stitches. So this is a great foot to have.
So does the binding look red though? This is actually an orange, and this is a pink. But this is a red. Not real, more like a maroon.
Well, it goes a little better with the front.
Well, they were saying that it's got an orangish tint on their camera or their screens.
Okay, so that's out, that's out. Okay. So I'm going to slide this around
Dark
here
rust. I would agree with that. Hi, Carla. How are you?
to give myself some table to sew this on.
Carla was asking, do you know how much that foot is?
I think I do, actually. I have the packet right over here. It is $60.75. And so your binding is just going to go right here. And I sew both sides at once. Do you want to come to this side, maybe?
Yeah, it might be easier if I do
Okay.
it from that side. Let me come around there.
Robert's going to try not to make you too dizzy there.
Yeah, I have to hold this because we didn't even have time to change the camera stand. So it's a compensating foot, Peggy. I have to check on the Bernina side. I don't know the name of the foot. They have something like that. I don't think they call it a compensating foot, though.
I know Brother has one.
And they call it a compensating foot,
They
right?
call it a compensating foot. It is a compensating foot. And there's several.
Yeah, the colors
lengths.
keep changing here.
So I'm going to leave myself about this much room when I start. So I'm actually going to start sewing right here. And I've already wound my bobbin in the same color. And we did a video on this, but hopefully this will be better than the video we did. We were new at this. Get this under here at the time. And so all I'm doing is opening this up and folding it over just like that. And if you notice, when I pressed my binding, one side is just a little bit bigger. So we're going to put this under here. I'm going to let the machine, I'm going to grab this top thread, because we're going to work all the way from one side. Okay. That is on there. Let's put that down. I'm going to bring my bobbin thread up. And right there it is. So I have both my top and my bottom threads on the top, just like you were quilting. And so to start, I'm going to do a couple back stitches, and I'm going to make my stitches a little bit bigger. And so as I sew, I'm just kind of folding this on here to make sure it's in there. And if you notice, this edge of this foot is actually right in line with the edge of my binding here.
Coming along pretty well, Louise. Thanks for asking. We're just trying to get bids and
The architect and the new building.
you have to have plans, so they got to submit those to the city and all that stuff. Hi, Aaron. What's going on?
So with this method, you're going to sew all the way up to the edge of the fabric. So I'm going to go kind of slow here for a second. And then I am going to back up.
About, what, 10, 15 stitches? 20?
So enough so that I can make this miter. Okay? So we're going to have mitered corners. One of the reasons I love this method, let me grab my pen here, is how sharp the corners look. Okay? Put this over here so it's sewing straight. And then we're just going to sew forward right up to that miter, maybe a little bit past. Raise our foot and pivot.
For the ever sewn, Aaron, they don't call it a compensating foot either. You'd have to look that up and see if we can post a link for that, for the ever sewn and the Bernina as well.
And I do like to reinforce those corners just a little bit. Corners seem to be one of the places, because that miter is left open, you can go back and sew that shut. I typically do not. When you get past it, just flip it over and check, and look how perfect that stitching is. And I'm going to speed our sewing up just a little bit, because we can go faster than that. And so I do about maybe 10 inches at a time that I line up, and I just kind of hang on to it. And this is why I say it's good to do it on the stretchy grain so that you're not stretching your quilt too much. And it is nice to have a machine that stops with the needle down, so while you're lining up the rest of it, the machine will hold it in place.
Do they have to? I mean, I'm sure there's a foot, if it's not called a compensating foot, that just has this little, you know, that can ride along there and is...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is always called a compensating foot across all brands of sewing machines. I think the one that you're thinking of is the felled foot, which is another, we did another video or demo on how to do binding for that. So tuck that thread right in there.
Carla, we are open tomorrow till 2. So they were asking if you made your binding with the Accuquilt 2-inch die.
You can cut it out with it. Absolutely. But I only needed 4 strips, so I did not do it with the 2-inch strip die. Again, right up to the edge. And then we're going to back stitch. It's important to sew right up to the edge when you're doing this, because this sewing right up to the edge, so right there's the edge and right there's the last stitch that I did, makes this miter just perfect. And then I like to use a needle to make sure that my miter is just completely flat up in there, and on this side too.
So you're just pushing it in there.
Right, just to make sure it's in there straight. And then I don't pin. You might want to pin if you haven't tried this before. You might want to stick a pin in it, and you know, you can just pin down just like all the way through those layers right there, and you don't have to worry about sewing over it, because we're not going to go that far.
So you stop right before the pin then.
Right, you can pull your pin out,
And then you're going to pivot again.
Yep. And then the race is on again. back stitch a little bit over this.
Somebody said if they sewed that fast, they'd be sewn in the middle of their quilt.
No, that's the neat thing about this foot. It kind of keeps you in place. And the nice thing about the semi-industrial, you can see that it doesn't hesitate through all of these layers, even at the high speeds. And I'm not pushing this quilt through.
It's pulling up the feed
Yep.
edge.
Yep. So I'll keep my hand over here so that you can see I'm not pulling on it. I'm just kind of holding it in place.
Aaron, I need that. Yeah. This is a pretty affordable machine, so.
A little further back. Okay. And we have one of those Simplicity bias tape makers. So we cut our, they don't make them anymore, but you can still find them on eBay. And sometimes you can find good deals on them. They sold for $99 new. They're a little more than that now, but if you do a lot of quilts, so I'm just going to pin down all through all of those layers. Pin out, pivot.
So is the bigger side of the binding on the back?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, Peggy got it.
That does help you, standing at a weird angle here. That does help you make sure that you hit the back. But the nice thing about this method is if you don't, you just flip the quilt over and sew where you missed it, and you're still done. We've got one more corner, and then I'm going to show you my trick for joining the binding. I think you'll like it. It's super easy, and it works on no matter what size binding you use. And this is also the method we use to bind quilts here at the store. So if we quilt one for you and you want us to bind it, this is the exact same method we use. Because it's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Last corner.
So you're going to back stitch there.
One more stitch. There we go. So we're going to back stitch, and I'm kind of pulling a little bit towards the left with it so that it stays right up snug against that compensating foot. Gonna make my edge here, my corner. See how nice that looks right there? Same way on the top, it needs a little bit more to be tucked in. Right there. Just gonna push that pin through all those layers. pivot, and then we're going to sew a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to how we join the binding here. No special tools needed, no rulers. There's the binding ruler that's out there that a lot of people use that. And you really don't need to. So I'm going to get down here and just kind of close, not too close. I'm going to leave myself, maybe just a couple more inches. Back stitch, and then I'm going to cut my thread. No way to do this without taking it out because we need to, and I need those scissors. Okay. So joining your binding, so I've got this big piece here, I've got this big piece here. I'm going to just trim off, I'm going to kind of measure a little bit, kind of in here, about halfway, and I'm just going to cut that off. And then what I'm going to do, let me trim my threads while I'm here.
Or let them drive you crazy.
It will drive me crazy. You know me so well. I'm going to push this all the way up like this, right? Okay. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to open it up and I'm going to line this up with the edge that I just cut off. Going to fold it over, pin it.
Just through the quilt, not through the binding, right?
Through the whole quilt. And I'm going to hold it in place with that pin. Then I'm going to bring this side over. So lining it up with the edge, right? So I'm not having any gap. I'm not tugging too much here. I'm just letting it line up. So I'm kind of close. So right there, if you see where my thumbnail is, I am lined up perfectly with the edge of that quilt. So anytime we're working on a bias, so if you look, I'm about 1/8 of an inch. I know it's scary the first time you do it. And so when we piece our two pieces together, you're going to take the pieces and bring them up where the fold is facing you, both of them. Okay? You're going to take the one in your right hand, fold it over. Let's warm that up a little bit. Open all of these up. And then we're going to sew corner to corner. I'm going to use this pin, and I'm just going to kind of along, not exactly on where I sew, but close to, maybe a little better angle there. I'm just going to pin this and then sew it. Now, one of the things that I always like to tell myself, and I'm going to say it out now loud because normally I'm saying it in my head, this arrow always points towards the right. Okay? So you don't have to change your foot to piece this together. You can still use the same foot that you have on your machine. I'm just going to sew. A couple of little locking stitches, and then I'm going to aim for this corner down here. And cut. Okay, so there's my mitered piece. Take that pin out, open it up. I always like to check to make sure that I pieced it together the right way, because now is not the time to go back and trim this down. So just trim, and I do just a really kind of quick finger press in the direction that I'm sewing. So I'm sewing this way, so I'm actually just using my nail to press that seam that way. And then we're going to put it back in the machine. And I'm going to go back a little bit further than what I was before. And I'm going to put my needle down to hold it in place while I Make sure this is folded over all nice and neat, and look how perfect
Thanks, Louise. I appreciate it.
that binding fits. Oops, wrong button. Let me get my whole foot on there. Lock those stitches. Right back to where we started. And you're done. So no threads to clip at the corners. The only thread I have is where I joined it, and I think that's over here. And to be honest, I can't really tell anymore.
Yeah, I mean, so a couple things that really make that important, right, is that you serged your edges, right? So you're not chasing threads down the side and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right. And I don't have little puckers in the back of my quilt. And I think I should check. But I don't think I missed any places all the way around. So far, so good. That's 3 and 4. So all of my seams, front and back, are sewn. This is exactly, if you bring us a quilt here to the shop, this is exactly how we bind your quilt. And I really like how sharp those corners are.
Yeah.
So
just make it look really nice, yeah.
It does give it a really kind of a super nice finish, and you see how quickly you can do a quilt. So we can do a queen size in about 15 minutes using this method. That's just the sewing around the edge. It takes about maybe 10 minutes to make the binding, but some people like to hand sew it, sit at the TV, especially now the winter's here. You got a blanket over your lap, you can hand sew around the edges. I just have too many ideas to spend my time binding, and by the time I get to the binding on a quilt, I am so done with that quilt. Ready for the next thing. Got to move on. So let us know what you think of that method. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know if you've tried it.
We will try to find some of the compensating foots that go with the different machines, and that would help, and maybe we can post some links on that.
I'm pretty sure that Janome and Elden do not have a compensating foot.
Yeah, they may have something that works like that. So,
yep.
Any advice for people, the other machines, if they don't have a compensating foot, get something that can
you
ride
might
the edge?
try a ditch foot. So,
okay.
Because that has a guide and you can set your needle on one side or the other. If you do not have a compensating foot, the method, I would still make your bias tape binding, but in bias tape fashion, I would open it up, okay, open it up, line it up, sew down this crease with your foot and do your miters here at the corners, and then actually I would sew from the back to the front.
Yes, Juki does have one.
And then fold it over, and then you're sewing from this side, and you can, it's already attached on this side. You can just use your regular foot and just keep that, real close to the edge, and you'll still have it attached on both sides. You'll just end up going around the quilt twice instead of once. But that is why a lot of people love these machines. This TL 2010, the TL 18. Oh, and we do have, I think we still have 2.
We did find a couple 2020s in our Springfield store. So
there
are a couple of them left if you're interested. We'll still honor our magic price. So
yeah, and so the compensating foot does not come with any of the machines. You would need to buy it separately, the 1.5 millimeter left compensating foot. And so But I mean, when you look around on the internet, you never see these come up for sale. That's one of the things that, people are always talking about. Well, I want one, but
Just a great finish machine. It's not super expensive. It's $9.99 for this one.
this one is
So
$9.99.
the other one you get some more feet with. So
The feet do cost a little bit more, but like the Berninas, they're all one piece. So, where a lot of machines have the snap-on, this is all one piece, all metal, and so
yeah.
the regular foot is all one piece, all metal. Shall we do a giveaway, or should we talk about the thread?
We probably need to go through the thread club really quick, and then we can talk about. I know we got a little short on time, guys. Really sorry. Serger price. I'd have to look that up. I don't know. They have some specials right now, Ruth. I think on the Bernina website. Don't remember what it is off the top of my head though.
Yep. So
Too many models to keep track of.
there are. Yeah, we were counting.
Price-wise.
Bernina has like 30 machines. We carry like 30 of their machines.
Yeah, all the manufacturers have quite a few. So depending on what your needs are.
Color of the month is copper. It is $23.50. 15% off. If you are in the Thread Club or want to join the Thread Club, it's 20% off. The Thread Club is $20 to join. Comes with a spool. Did I get it?
Yep.
It's not me. It's usually like this.
Well,
Comes with a spool of white. So, and then any threads you buy, whether in the store, they're 20% off. But this is just a beautiful, rich fall color. I love it. Copper. And then our giveaway is Charm Pack.
Okay, Sister Bay.
Sister Bay. We do not have any more of these in the store, but super pretty. And I did want to show you, because I have some of the fabric in, I want to show you while Chloe's picking out our winner for this. I want to show you the fabric, and it's over here. I'll go get it. The bolts that we're going to be using for the background fabric for our sew-along, which is this one.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to be making. I did tell you wrong last week. You do need corners and angles for this quilt, but this is the background fabric that we're going to be using.
Oh, it's really pretty.
I know, it's got both this like muted red and blue. Love this. So pretty. So it's going to be a really beautiful patriotic quilt.
So why did you choose some of the blocks that you chose? One of the really popular things right now is the big block quilts, right?
This is kind of a trending style. Pat Sloan has done one. Jen Kingwell has done one. There's one in the current issue of Quilts and More this month is a very large block sampler. These are all 16-inch blocks. We're using the 8-inch Accuquilt. There will be rotary cutting instructions if you don't have an Accuquilt. Strongly encourage you to invest in that. It is a great product.
Put that on your Christmas list.
Put it on your Christmas list. We do give a discount on the machines, and we give an everyday discount on the dies as well. So it is worth having, and I'm at the point, if I can't cut it out with Accuquilt, I'm probably not going to make it. And that's not an exaggeration.
So some of the blocks teach you a lot of different techniques, right?
Right. I mean, these are just, blocks that are just really common in quilts all over. I mean, this looks like it's going to have Y seams. It does not. This one is really popular with X and O quilts. This would be the X and one of those. So Hugs and Kisses quilts, really popular right now. You can take one of these, make a a quilt with 8-inch blocks, and be really cute. Valentine's?
Peggy, I think Carrie got you down. If not, I think she was taking care of yours on the sign up stuff. How we're gonna sign up
Okay, good
for
call.
this?
So on our website, under the classes, there's a sign up. So we have 30. We're going to be doing 30 kits because pattern fabric is kind of hard to get right now. So we will be doing 30 kits, and so we're charging $5. It's a commitment from you that you're going to get the kits. It is going to be credited towards your first kit purchase. I'm trying to keep the kit under $10. So this would be a quilt. The finishing kit will be a little bit more because you have this border fabrics. But each block, so there's 16? Yeah, 16 blocks. And so I'm trying to keep it under $10. It would be $160 for the fabric for all of this. Not bad for this quilt is 88, I think, 88 square. So it's several yards of fabric. It's 4.5 yards of background fabric. And so
you're saying it's even all the way around?
even
What is the story on that? Hold on, I need to walk around here.
okay.
They can't hear you though, so you have to follow me.
Okay.
We got to find a winner. We need a
Okay.
winner.
Winner.
Turkey dinner.
Sister Bay. Look at that. So, the story behind square quilts is, I sleep under a quilt, so we make our bed with a quilt every day. Well, most days. Some days we just leave it in the pile, but most days we make our bed. And no matter what way you put the quilt on, it's always right.
I do appreciate that. Just throw it up there and it's definitely right.
Yep,
So.
it's always right. Always facing the right direction. This one works that way too. It doesn't matter which way the quilt is. It's always going to be the right direction.
Well, Louise is our winner tonight, so congratulations, Louise.
Louise, what's her last name?
Bemis?
Louise Emis.
Bemis.
Bemis.
Yeah.
Congratulations. If you have not shopped with us before, please go to quiltershq.com, register for Make It So. That will give us your information to get this in the mail to you.
Yeah.
That's us for tonight.
Well, I think we want everyone from here, from Quilters HQ's family to yours,
Sewing Machines Express and Windmill Sewing Center.
for everyone to have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the day, some family, hopefully some great food, or just something you enjoy to do and take a rest.
No doubt.
So,
Try to fit some sewing time in.
yes, definitely. Definitely.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Try anyway.
Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. We will post this to Facebook, so all the people that were over on Facebook will get to see it as well. So,
Yep.
All right, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a
Happy
great Thanksgiving. Yeah, don't forget Friday.
And
Sherry, good.
Black Friday.
Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, everybody. So remember to shop local and
Cyber Monday.
yep, Cyber Monday. It's all here.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the week.
Good night.